KwaZulu-Natal Premier Nomusa Dube-Ncube is expected to give an account of the provincial government's performance when she delivers the State of the Province address this morning. AmaZulu King Misuzulu Zwelithini officially opened the KwaZulu-Natal legislature yesterday. Newzroom Afrika's Ntando Mnyandu is attending the address and joins us now. Ntando, I know you are sweltering in the heat there in KZN. As someone who's lived there, I know exactly what you must be going through. But on to bigger things. It's been a tumultuous year for the province. You've had devastating weather, provincial political killings, service delivery protests, amongst other challenges. So the Premier has quite the task, giving a view on where the province is and how it plans to navigate, doesn't she?
Certainly, man. You know, it will be a tough balancing act for the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Nomusa Dube-Ncube, you know, as she takes the province and the population of the province into confidence that the provincial government is doing all it can to bring back the lives of many of KZN people, you know, to normalcy. As you would know, that the province, you know, has experienced, as you correctly mentioned in your intro, experienced a lot of floods, you know, leading to infrastructure damages, you know. So it will be interesting to know how the Premier, you know, would navigate, you know, her speech around these issues, the issue of political killings and the killing of Amakhosi. As you would know, that the king of AmaZulu nation, His Majesty King Goodwill Zwelithini, Norman, His Majesty King Misuzulu Zwelithini, rather, you know, made, you know, a stern call saying that the spate of killing of political leaders and Amakhosi should come to an end, you know, inviting government and law enforcement agencies to ensure that this is brought to an end, particularly ahead of the May 29 provincial and national elections. But to tell us more about what we can expect in today's proceedings, we are joined by Bongi Gwala, who's the head of communications at the office of the Premier and the provincial government. Babu Gwala, thank you very much for your time. It will be a very tough one for the Premier, given the status of the province. You know, we know that it had been declared a disaster area time and time again, owing to recent floods that thwarted the province. What can we expect from Nomusa Dube-Ncube today?
Good morning, Ntando, and good morning to your viewers. Well, let's start by saying today is the sitting of the legislature. So it's the KwaZulu-Natal legislature sitting. It started yesterday, of course, opened by Mamu Speaker and His Majesty King Misuzulu Zwelithini. And today is the State of the Province address, but it falls within the sitting of the legislature. And tomorrow it will be the debate of this. It's going to be it's the Premier's day today, pretty much. But this state of the province comes at at the confluence of many significant milestones. For instance, you know that this is 30 years of democracy, so the Premier will outline what has been delivered over these years, over difficult periods. She will outline what has been done between now, the current MTSF, which is the 2019 to 2024. We know that this era, this period of the sixth administration in KwaZulu-Natal has been characterized by disasters. There was COVID, there was unrest, and there were floods repeatedly. Even this year, when schools opened, the Department of Education had to say learners and teachers must go back home because of the inclement weather. So we are dealing with all that, but also tucked in there is the sixth administration coming to an end, and also it's the election year. So there's a lot of issues that are there. So the Premier, putting together the State of the Nation, of the Province address, had to look through all those issues and say, how did we recover? But when we started in 1994, what was the landscape of the province? And then in 2004, there's a critical milestone there that happened, and then right up to now. So she's balancing all those issues. We've been going out to Operation Sukumasake, which is engagement with communities. We've been going out on Nzimbizo. We've been listening to people. We've been listening to the citizens of KwaZulu-Natal. They've been raising issues, but some of the issues have been raised over and over again, and many of them have been addressed. The issues of youth unemployment, will find expression. The issues of recovery, of course, will find expression. The partnerships that we have with the private sector to make sure that the economy grows, the economy retains jobs, is something that is going to probably come out. So the Premier is the one who's going to outline those things, but you can expect that it's going to be a holistic kind of approach to the state of the province, like none that you've ever seen before, because of the confluence of all these milestones that I've highlighted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gwala.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Well, that is Bongi Gwala, the head of communications in the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government and the office of the Premier, saying that it will be quite a meaty speech by the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal as she tries to balance, the journey since the dawn of democracy 30 years later as to what has been the gains, obviously looking at what are the challenges that are facing, the people of South Africa and KwaZulu-Natal in particular. So as my colleague Lungelo gives you a glimpse of what is currently happening right now, the stage is set, guests are trickling in, slowly, but certainly they'll be making their way into the marquee where this state of the province address would take place. So any moment from now, we are hoping to see the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, coming in and, taking to the podium and bringing the people of KwaZulu-Natal into her confidence that government is at work in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, given many challenges that the province has experienced over the last administration, which is the 6th administration that is coming to an end ahead of the elections that are tipped for the 29th of May, Iman.
Ntando, Mnyandu, thank you very much. And just for our viewers, we will be dipping into that State of the Province address a little bit later on as it happens. As you heard there in that opening, a number of issues that the Premier has to deal with.